Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the week of June 13th. Now Virgo, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Virgo. Get a shuffle in there. I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot as well as the Spirit Song Tarot. There are links to all of these decks in the description below. You can also find my Instagram linked below as well if you'd like to give me a follow there. And I'd also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So let's go ahead and make sure we're all set up and in view here. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Let's put this right there, and then we'll also take 3 of these cards to clarify as we go along, the Spirit Song Tarot cards. So Virgo, we've got some type of situation involving a separation here, manifesting in the future. Some of you may decide to kind of consciously be single for some time. This could certainly be the case for some of you here. Now, if your relationship is going well, this is just a friendly reminder, if your relationship's going well, that particular message is not for you. So do not get like doom and gloom on that type of thing. I always like to bring in messages for career and finance as well as love and romance to the best of my ability. And what I will say is that perhaps some of you have started a job, some of you have gotten word that a job is available. It's also possible that some of you are potentially separating from, if you're in a work situation that is just not fulfilling you, you may be separating from that to take another job or to try something else or to try something new, try your hand at maybe something else, maybe self-employment, investing, maybe something else. But let's just go ahead and dive in here. So in your overall situation, you do have this King of Pentacles energy. And just since we have kings, since we have a king and a queen and a page, I don't attach gender to my cards, so you can take on any of the energies of these cards. They're just energies, right? And so this King of Pentacles here is really somebody who, this could be you, by the way, this could be any earth sign. I typically associate it with Capricorn, but it could be any earth sign. So this could absolutely be your energy showing up here, Virgo. But this is somebody who's really successful, and you can tell that by the fact that they are wearing a crown, they're sitting in their throne, they have a pentacle in their hand, right? Their dress, or their whatever they're wearing here, whatever they're dressed in here, has grapes on it. Grapes in the tarot, crops and harvests in the tarot represent abundance, and you can tell that they are surrounded by abundance. The thing is, with this person, they have achieved success by doing the same thing that has produced results. If there's something in the King of Pentacles life that has produced results, they do that over and over and over again until they get to the top. The problem is, sometimes when it's not producing results, they'll keep doing it, kind of thereby banging their head against the wall, right? And kind of not making progress. And so if there is something in your life, Virgo, that's not working, it may be best to reassess. Now, in the past, you have the Hanging Man and you have the Page of Wands. So the Hanging Man is this idea that of like needing to kind of give something up to get something else, to really let go. The Hanging Man needs to embrace a transformation in their life. They really need the Death card. The Death card is a transformation. This is number 12. The Death card is number 13. The Hanged Man needs something new, needs fresh energy, right? And you know, you can see that they are contemplating, which is interesting, right? They are kind of, you can see the halo behind them as they are hanging here on the post. They are using their time here to contemplate their situation, contemplate the universe, meditate, but they're not taking action, okay? And so for some of you, I do feel like there's contemplation, and that might be around this Page of Wands energy, which is oftentimes in the tarot, the Page of Wands shows up as a job offer or news or word of a career opportunity, maybe you being headhunted by somebody for a new job or for whatever it is that you do in work, especially because we have this energy here of success. Page of Wands could also just say that there's good news generally kind of in your life in some area. And so, yeah, definitely like to see this. I think some of you are thinking about switching something up here. I think some of you are thinking about making a move in some ways. Maybe you're trying to figure out the viability of this move. Like, can I get the money part of it? Like, can I figure it out money-wise, right? Can I figure it out schedule-wise? Is this really the right thing for me? Some of you may be going through that sort of situation here in this week, trying to sort of figure out logistically if there's a way that you can make this opportunity work, so forth and so on. I would say just be careful of not being attached to something you've been doing over and over again here. In the future, you have this big energy of severance or separation here with the Three of Swords and the Queen of Swords, okay? Three of Swords in and of itself can represent severance, divorce, separation. This can be anything, though, that breaks your heart in your life, okay? It is interesting. Each one of these swords is a little different. Isn't that interesting? I just noticed that. If you take a look here, each one of these swords is a little different. Multiple heartbreaks, maybe, for some of you. Multiple, there might have been the last stab, if you will. There may have been a situation here where you're like, okay, one time, I'm going to let that go. 2 times, I don't really like it, but it's not the end. The 3rd time, that's it. That's it. Like, we're done, right? So, I don't know. I'm just getting that type of energy here where maybe the thing is, with this idea here, 1, 2, 3 times you're out, strike 3, whatever the case may be, you have this here with the Queen of Swords, which Queen of Swords really honestly doesn't even give somebody a second strike. When the Queen of Swords says, I'm done, they're done. Okay, Queen of Swords really goes at something like an assassin would. I always like to say the Queen of Swords is like the assassin of the tarot, and this can be somebody who is sort of ruthless, and sometimes it's good to be a little ruthless, especially when in pursuit of your goals, right? Being ruthless in pursuit of your goals. Or if there's somebody here that doesn't deserve you, doesn't deserve your love here, it's time to let that go. And the Queen of Swords is absolutely fine doing that. Queen of Swords is a card of independence and extreme focus, by the way, as well. And so there is separation here. This could be separation from a relationship, but this could also be separation from a job situation in order to take this new opportunity here. Let's see what this might be. Let's get some more details here. So you have the 6 of Cups. You have the 5 of Cups. You have the Lovers card and the Judgment card. Wow. Okay, so Virgo. Definitely some heavier energy showing up here in the future for you with the Judgment card, the 3 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, definitely no question in my mind here, some heavier energy showing up. And it doesn't necessarily, the heaviness doesn't necessarily need to be bad, it's just big. Like it's heavy, but it's also big, right? The Judgment card is, you can see that these people are sort of, they're kind of having a spiritual experience here. You can see, like, look at this person in the background. Like, they're really having a spiritual experience. And this can bring about spiritual awakenings in one's life. You can see the angel here bringing down a ruling or bringing down a judgment. The idea here is that these people are awaiting the result of their karma, so to speak. They are waiting which, by the way, karma is just your actions. So they are recognizing the importance of their actions, and there's a ruling coming down based on the actions that they've taken. And as a result, when you see that happen in your own life, you can probably think back to these times where you're like, whoa, I really did that, or whoa, that person really did take that action, or whatever. That can be a spiritual experience. Okay, so this can bring about a spiritual awakening. The Judgment card also asks you to go into a period of self-evaluation and ask yourself what it is that you need to do to get to the world, which is the card that comes after the Judgment card. With this, it might be relationships because you have the Lovers next to it. The Lovers is a card of deep relationships in one's life, soul unions, soul bonds, so forth and so on, big relationship energy there. It can also represent just generally, if you're not here for love, it can talk about an important choice that one needs to make in their life. You have the Six of Cups here in the past as well. Six of Cups is really something referring to potentially a past life connection that you may have. It can also just refer to the past. It can be memories of the past. And it can also ask you to stop and smell the roses here, as you see this person doing. The thing is, with this energy here, you can't stay in the past too long with the Five of Cups next to it. The Five of Cups is maybe somebody who's kind of a little bit melancholy, a little bit disappointed, a little bit sad with their situation, with their state of affairs. And, for some of you, it's like with the Six of Cups and the Five of Cups energy, it's like you can't stay there too long, right? You have to keep pushing forward eventually. So let's just do that. Let's push forward and see what we have here in these three tarot cards. Okay, so you have the King of Acorns, which is the Wands, King of Wands. You have the Four of Acorns, Four of Wands, and you have the High Priestess. High Priestess has been coming in for almost every sign in this week. And so what I want to tell you, Virgo, is if there are secrets being kept, those secrets are coming out here, okay? If there's something that's being hidden no more. There may be some subtlety here going on for some of you. On the more positive note, which these tarot cards are very positive, you have this High Priestess indicating intuition and sacred knowledge. It is the most intuitive card, trusting your gut. Four of Wands here, comfort and community, which is interesting. Four of Wands is a major card of marriage, but it's definitely your community as well. Stability, comfort in sort of like the idea of stability. And then you have the King of Wands here as well, which is optimism and innovation, which I don't oftentimes see with the King of Wands, but I love it. I love this idea of innovation. King of Wands is one of my favorite cards because it's the classic entrepreneur in the tarot. It's somebody who prefers to either work a dream job or work a job that they love or be self-employed. And with that, maybe even allowing some room for innovation in this case. So I really like this for you showing up here. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid and get some more messages here. So you have the Five of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and you have the Hermit. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles here, that is somebody who's feeling left out in the cold. That's somebody who's feeling a little bit less than or a little bit unworthy or, notice though that I said feeling. Okay, notice though that I said feeling. Feelings are perhaps, other than action, feelings are the most important part of manifesting. You have to feel something and you also have to take action. But if you are feeling like you do not deserve something, or if you are feeling like you'll never get out of a trap or you'll never get out of whatever, it's going to make it a lot harder to take the action to correct that. Do you understand? And so oftentimes when I see the Five of Pentacles, it's more about your mindset in this lifetime. Okay, it's more about your mindset here. And I get the sense that there's maybe an opportunity here with the Page of Wands, and you may want to really take on some level of optimism here, Virgo, with this King of Wands energy showing up, and recognize that you might be the right candidate for this new opportunity, or you might be the right candidate for something else. Maybe you do in fact possess all the skills you need to start a business, or maybe you do in fact, and I will say you are worthy of having, healthy love and not having love that is potentially challenging here. And so, some of you are maybe, I can tell you that you are worthy all day, but you must feel that you are worthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so along with that here, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a major card of talent. You can see that they're chipping away here at something. They are building something big in their life. The Eight of Pentacles is a major card of having a huge talent, and you have your energy next to it, the Hermit, which is the Virgo card. You do have a major talent here, Virgo, with this King of Wands innovation. And you, I think also with this Page of Wands in the past, maybe some of you have a big idea that you want to connect on, and you're just trying to figure out the logistical side of making it happen. Let's see what else we have. You have the Seven of Wands, and you have the Eight of Wands. Well, isn't that interesting? 7 into 8 of Wands. What an interesting synchronicity here for that to just come out like that. 7 of Wands really asks you to stand your ground and stick up for what you believe in, stick up for what you know is right for you, and what you, stick up for what you feel, right? And it is an energy of fending off the competition. It does say that there's maybe competition around you, but it's only there because you've been successful. Many times when there is competition present, it's because you're doing something right. And along with that, you have the Eight of Wands, which is accelerated motion. It's the feeling of getting unstuck. It's good news arriving in your life. It's things moving forward, things progressing quickly. Can be travel by a distance or some sort of news traveling from distance. So that would be phone calls, text messages, letters, emails, social media posts, anything like that. Let's see what's at the top of the pyramid here. You have the Page of Pentacles. So we have these double pages here showing up pretty heavy. Page of Pentacles says that you're generally in life that your prospects are looking good at this time. It says that you can rest assured knowing that you are the right person for whatever job you're applying for, or you're the right candidate for that PhD program, or for that master's degree, or that university that you're trying to get into, or you're the right candidate for something here. It says that, and not only that, but you might also just have multiple prospects in life generally here at this time. It can also just say good news is coming, especially as you have the Eight of Wands with it. On the bottom, you have the Three of Wands, taking something to the next level, becoming adventurous, enjoying the next stage here, enjoying the next stage of the journey, which you folks are definitely on a big journey here. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I will see you in the next reading.